How's it going, everybody? It's the Joe Little Fox. This is my show where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today I'm about to talk about the Tmnt and Naruto crossover. Yep. So the fourth issue had just wrapped up and stuff. I know I'm a little bit late to the game. I haven't really heard much people really talk about it, but I kind of figured, you know what, might as well, finish something that I started since I also was kind of covering the TMNT and Naruto crossover. So I'll give you guys my opinion about it, what I think they could have done better, what I liked about it, and stuff like that, etc. You know how this works. So let's get right into it. Alright, starting off with issue number 1 is basically the classic hero versus hero trope, where the Ninja Turtles and Team 7 face off after a misunderstanding. Issue number 2 is a cooldown period where the Ninja Turtles and Team 7 chill out and kind of regroup, and then we also get a little bit of explanation as to what their backstory is like for the Ninja Turtles inside the Naruto universe, as if they were always there. Then issue number 3, it gets back on track to where Shredder ends up kidnapping Splinter and Angel. Then Team 7 and the Ninja Turtles mount a rescue for them. Then they kind of dispatch his mutants and stuff, the foot soldiers, by like working together and stuff before Shredder mutates himself. And then we get the last issue, issue number 5, finale, where they basically fight and defeat Super Shredder with the team attack as a big finish. So that's pretty much a recap of issues 1 through 4 of the Turtles, Ninja Turtles, and the Naruto crossover. While this was a unique crossover, I kind of wish that they included more characters and villains rather than the heroes team up to fight Shredder in a different setting. Because to bottom line it, it's basically just kind of like the TMNT beat 'em up with the Naruto characters as DLC, then the Ninja Turtles having Naruto skins and an alternate Naruto influence stages basically. So if they do a DLC pack for Shredder's Revenge with all this and Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi as playable characters, I mean, I wouldn't be against it, wink, wink. But on a serious note, I would have liked it if other characters from both franchises, respectively, had kind of showed up and were more active in the story and stuff, or more like, rather than just being references or flashbacks and stuff like that. I also kind of wish that Shredder could have teamed up with like a Naruto villain and stuff. Like I know, like if you know anime, like sometimes a lot of times in anime they don't spare their villains and stuff like that. So their villains are like usually killed off, at least after a major arc or something like that. But still, Naruto has a few villains around this time, anyways, where some might be able to work with Shredder. Obviously, this being after the Land of the Waves, it was Abuza's, out of the question. Orochimaru was a little bit injured, but still, you could have had something going on with him. Where I was thinking maybe you could have gotten like Kabuto or something, him and Shredder team up, and they go up against Team 7 and the Ninja Turtles and stuff, and Kabuto is acting on behalf of Orochimaru. I think that makes a lot more sense in my opinion. But yeah, and it definitely would have been like a little cool to see Sasuke's curse mark abilities actually come out again, since it's been a while since we've actually seen that. And then before definitely before like Naruto goes like full on one-tailed fox and all that. That's just my opinion and stuff. Like, 1 minute he's in his curse, like Sasuke is trying to fight Shredder or somebody in his curse mark form, and he's got like no luck or whatever. You know what I mean? It would be nice to kind of like get back to that for a second. And then Naruto shows him up with the one-tailed fox form and all that stuff. But those are just some ideas that could definitely make this a lot more better in my opinion. They also could have had like the Ninja Turtles using jutsus and stuff, since I mean they are established in this universe, so it will make sense for them also to have jutsus and stuff like that as well. But yeah, then on top of that, the fan service. So the art style, covers, and designs are definitely the best part for me as an artist and as a fan. Seeing these characters side by side and some of the jutsus used like kind of look really great. Super Shredder's design looks like a blend of like classic Super Shredder, the buff form that you see in the video games, and the 2012 Shredder, the horrific like kind of looking, horror look and all that. It's a good combination of both. Then Alopex also kind of looks like a blend of her original IDW design and her attire that she had from the 2012 series. Alopex is also more in line with her IDW self as well here, compared to like how she's been written previously. So that's a bonus for me. So I do appreciate that. And she even joins up with the Turtles and stuff, so she might just be like, well, the Ninjara or something eventually in this universe. So that's always a good sign. And then in other words, I definitely feel like she's just a lot more respected pretty much, as a character as a whole. But yeah, overall, I have to give this crossover a B plus or A minus. Like story for me is a 7 out of 10. The art is definitely a 10 out of 10. No question about that. Characterization, 9 out of 10. Dialogue, 10 out of 10. Action, it's about an 8.5 out of 10 for me, Final, and then that's my final score is it's an 8.9 out of 10, or aka 89%, which is a B plus. So in conclusion, basically a basic self-contained four-part story, which was pretty decent. There's nothing to like know really going into both of these franchises and stuff. You can just you don't really have to pick up anything really to understand the story, whether it's like from Naruto or TMNT. On the Naruto side of things, I wish they would have expanded some of the characters and stuff who could have actually needed it. And I'm talking about like some of the side characters like Hinata, Neji, Lee, Kiba, Shino, or well, if they were actually going to go into Shippuden, they could probably do something with Sai. But that's kind of why I wanted them to go more into the Shippuden route, because it just makes the most sense to me versus going the classic route. Because Shippuden, they're actually just about the same age as the Turtles, being like 15 around that time, and kind of being not exactly in their prime, but obviously being above a Ginning level, and they're taking on more dangerous missions and stuff like that than they were as Ginnings. But yeah, or Team 7's dynamic outside of just the surface level. And on the Ninja Turtles side of things, I think they could have added Casey and stuff to the mix, or additional members like the Foot. Like they could have added like other characters apart from just Alopex being a enforcer for Shredder, like Karai, Bebop, Rocksteady, Bludgeon, Koya, etc. Because those are characters a part of IDW as well. So it seems like they're trying to go for that route. And maybe the next time they do a sequel, they could actually set up this in the Shippuden era or something, where Naruto and Co are like the same age as the Turtles. Well, obviously they're going to be a few years, older now, but still. That's just my take on it, though. But tell me down below what you guys think of this TMNT Ninja Turtles crossover. Did you guys, I said TMNT Ninja Turtles Ninja Turtles and Naruto crossover. Did you guys like it? And then speaking of which, I actually went to the comic book shop a few weeks ago and actually found something interesting. I actually found a Naruto Transformers toy, apparently. So it seems like Naruto is working with IW and stuff, so they're crossover Transformers, so that's pretty interesting. But who knows, maybe that might be a comic book, or maybe that's probably just a toy line. But anyways, that's all I had to say here. Tell me down below what you guys think. This is the Joe and Lil Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again.